was a time when I would get scared in front of camera. Like when I will start to make any video, I will have goosebumps. I will think about how am I looking. I would have a lot of self-doubts. But doing this again and again and again, following certain skill sets, accepting certain things, changing the mindset, I have definitely overcome the fear of camera. Now, there are certain tips and tricks that I'm going to share with all of you in this video, and I'm sure that if you follow those tips and tricks, you're going to be camera confident. So I'll start with some of the tips with mindset. So number one thing, the number one challenge that most of us have when it comes to becoming a camera confident is, they think that they don't know how they look, right? Because how we appear in front of camera, how we appear to others, we give a lot of importance to this thing, right? So when we go and come in front of camera, we always have this self-judgment that I don't know how am I looking, how are others going to say, how am I looking, right? So that is one reason that most of the people don't even try. So if you're going to judge yourself how you are looking, then you will you're not going to start. So how you can overcome this? Let's think about it, right? World does not care how you look, more than what you care, more than how you care about yourself. So instead of thinking how am I looking, instead of judging yourself, let's just go ahead and stand in front of camera and deliver whatever you have in your heart. Number two reason, one of the biggest challenges that people think that I don't know what would our friends and family say. It is like, log kya kahenge? How would they judge us? How am I looking? How am I speaking? How am I delivering? So this is one of the biggest roadblock, like what would people say? So instead of just thinking about what would people say, and not even coming in front of camera, it is better to just go ahead and make videos privately, come in front of camera, do it privately, do it to practice, don't post it anywhere, right? And one of the third reason is we judge ourselves on how we are speaking, whether we are speaking right, whether we are speaking wrong. Am I speaking following the right grammar? Am I constructing the sentences right? Am I pronunciating the words right or not? So a lot of people judge themselves based upon how they're speaking. So that is also one of the roadblocks. So if you have this kind of a self-judgment, consider this, that you're just going to go ahead and speak what you have. And the best way to start in front of your camera is to be authentic, talk about something that you have gone through in your life, some of your life experiences, and that is the right way. These are the few challenges that you can definitely overcome if you slightly alter the way you think, because these are the mindsets, right? This is how you think, because you think that your own thoughts are basically belittling you. Your own thoughts are limiting you, right? So you can break these barriers and come out of it, because ultimately if you are someone who have to speak in front of camera in Zoom meetings, you're an entrepreneur, you're an employee, then you have to come out of this fear, right? You have to change your thinking. And if you do not want to practice on it publicly, you don't want to make a video and share with everybody, you can make private videos on your cell phone. Okay, these were the few things, and I want to assure you, because there was a time when I was absolutely miserable in front of camera. I didn't know how to make an eye contact with the people in a virtual environment. I didn't know how to speak in front of camera. I would laugh at myself when I would stand in front of camera, right? So I'm going to talk about certain tips that you're going to use, and I can assure you that if you practice these things, you can also look very confident in front of camera, and other people will feel that you're absolutely fantastic. So number one thing is that how to adjust your camera, right? The way to adjust your camera is make sure that your upper part of the body is visible. You're able to maintain the eye contact, your hands are visible, like, because you use your body language, like your hands do the talking, right? Your shoulders are visible. It should not be the case that from the tip of your head to the hip, the upper part of the body should be clearly visible. So adjust your camera like that, right? I have seen people talking in Zoom meeting that for some of them I have seen that their only head is visible. For some of them I can only just see their forehead, and it absolutely look miserable. So make sure that you adjust your camera well. Okay. Number two, it has been often observed that when you are speaking on Zoom or any other platform which gives you the video meeting facility, it has been observed that instead of looking at the camera lens, you are looking at the pictures or the videos of the people, you know, those rectangular thumbnails where the videos of the people are coming. So that is one of the biggest mistake you're making, because your eye contact will not be maintained in that case. The eyes of the audience is your camera lens. If you're not looking at the camera lens, you will not be able to, other people will not be able to feel that you're maintaining the healthy eye contact, right? So you have to look at the camera lens while you're speaking, so that the audience, the other people, will feel that you're trying to maintain the eye contact. This is the second tip. And if you really want to do it initially as a beginner, what you can do, you can take a piece of paper and point an arrow towards your camera lens, so that it will direct your vision towards the camera lens. So you will not have to force yourself to look at the camera lens, right? This is one of the hack that you can use. Third thing is, you have to be confident. Imagine for a moment that you're waking up in the morning, you're just standing in front of the mirror and you're watching yourself, right? How comfortably you watch yourself. Do you get scared? You don't get scared, right? Just imagine that when you're going in front of the camera for the first time, just imagine that you are standing in the front of the mirror watching yourself, and just say what you feel like, right? And fourth thing, when you are making a video, make sure that you start small. If you're making a video, start small, because one of the mistakes that most of the people do, that they try to speak as much as possible and they try to make big videos, and then when they watch themselves speaking, at times they judge themselves. So instead of making big videos, lengthy videos, start small, start slow. That's what Dan Ram says. And the fifth tip that I want to share with you is that when you start making small videos, always watch those videos and see how you're speaking, how you're expressing, and then start self-evaluating yourself. And if you have someone whom you really trust, because of you don't want to share your personal stuff with anybody, but there are a couple of people who can really give you the genuine feedback, share those videos with them and see how they feel. And that's how you can basically get a lot of feedback, and that will give you and boost your confidence, because we only lack confidence, and that is the reason we are not able to speak in front of camera. And in 21st century, if you're camera shy person, if you're not able to speak in front of camera, imagine where would your business go, where would your career go, right? So it becomes very evident, predominantly it's very important that you become a camera confident person. Using these 3 mindset challenges and how to overcome them, and these 5 tips, the skill set part, I can assure you that you can also become a camera confident person. If you like this video and if you have loved the tips that I've shared in this video, I would request you to share this video with at least one person who really need it and it can add some value in their life. I would be really grateful to you, and do comment below if you found something, any one tip that you're going to use from now onward when you're going to face the camera next time. I would be glad to hear that. So as you all know that I release one video at 8 p.m. every Sunday for all of you guys on how to become a confident communicator by breaking these corporate stereotypes and speak your heart and mind. So I would love if you go ahead and subscribe my channel and share this with the people who really need it. And I'm looking forward to see you in my next video on next Sunday. Till then, goodbye.